Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to this video. I am going to show you guys today how I got this fabulous, soft, natural, naked, but full glam beat on my friend. She's so gorgeous, and this was such a lovely experience. So first things first, we're cleaning the skin. I use Garnier Fructis micellar water and then spray with Urban Decay setting mist. So the Garnier Fructis, of course, that's wiping the debris off the face, and it also acts like as a moisturizer. And then the setting spray that I use by Urban Decay, it has temperature controlling technology within it, which basically prevents foundation from oxidizing. So to put it in English, it controls the temperature of your skin on your face. And let's say we didn't use that spray and you had a foundation that oxidizes throughout the night or gets darker throughout the night, then that would happen. Your foundation would just get darker. But by using this Urban Decay setting mist, it's controlling the temperature of your skin to prevent the foundation from getting darker throughout the night. So the foundation you get on, when you put the foundation on at first, that's going to be the same color throughout the night. It just won't oxidize. It won't move. It won't change. None of that. So then you saw me put powder on her brows, which actually, if you think about it, imagine putting like a brow product on water and then compare it to putting it on dry skin. So when we dry the brows from the micellar water and the setting mist that was on there with powder, it helps the brow product. Oh my gosh, English. Oh my gosh, I literally can't speak English. It helps the brow product adhere better to the skin. And honestly, putting powder on your brows, loose powder, literally helps your brows stay on all night. Like, they will not fall off. So I love doing this step. I actually even put more powder on it throughout the makeup experience. And I'm just watching back at this video, like, my friend is so funny, and I really need to do like a silent session with her because it makes the makeup process take so much longer when we're just laughing together. But it is so much fun every time we get together. So after doing the brows, y'all, I just clean up underneath the brow, and I try to have a steady hand. I tell the person, the model, the muse, the client, don't move, don't talk, don't breathe, okay? When I'm doing the brows, I gotta get really close and really in there. Keep a steady hand. You see, I'm using my pinky to help my hand be steady and just create like an increasing bro, my friend, bro. You should have seen, rewind this video, run it back. Look at how she was looking. She was looking left, right. I was like, why are you looking like that? But when you're going, you want to start cleaning up underneath the brow. And you just want to keep as steady as a hand as possible. And that pinky, like laying that pinky somewhere, really helps help with the shakiness. You want to create a straight like incline up to the arch, and then go down at the arch. You feel me? And then right above the brow, so I went in with her foundation color right on top of the brow to clean it up, okay? So underneath the brow, I used her concealer, actually, which was a little lighter. And then on the top, I went ahead in with her foundation color. Then I started to put her foundation on her face, and I realized I forgot to put primer. Y'all, I just used the Hydro Grip primer, or she actually brought some of her makeup, which was really fun to try, but it also almost went left, which we'll see. But I only put primer basically in the T-zone, so it wasn't a big deal that I started to put foundation on her cheek. I'm all up in the frame. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna get out the way. It wasn't a big deal that I had started to put foundation on her cheek because, yeah, I only put primer in the T-zone. This is what I learned from one of my makeup artist friends. So if you want to put primer on the whole face, go ahead. But it's actually been working for me personally when I just put it on the T-zone. So I'm cool with that. So here I'm just laying this gorgeous foundation. This is a Morphe foundation. Oh my gosh. I'm just laying it on her skin. I love, love, love how it looked. It's like a perfect chocolate match. And I'm laying it on. I'm piling it on, putting in as much as possible. One of my weak points before is that I think I would be scared to put on a lot of foundation. And I'm learning to put on more. It's okay to put on more to give somebody that full coverage look. And here you could play around with just lightly tapping the sponge. I play around between having a heavy hand on that sponge and just lightly tapping out and blending out what I applied with the brush, okay? So you should evenly apply strokes with the brush, and then the sponge should just be to like smooth it out, like take up the excess, in my opinion. So I go in with a light hand first. I have no idea what she was showing me, y'all. She's so funny. And yeah, y'all, I'm doing the same thing on the other side. When I do makeup, I try to use as little brushes as possible. So I'm using the same brush that I used on her brows. And when I'm applying that foundation, I am not skipping any parts of her face. Like, I'm going line by line by line. So when I go in with the sponge, it's like I'm just tapping over to just smooth everything out. And I'm also bringing that foundation, I brought it right up under her nose. And then on the forehead, you need a little bit on the forehead. A little goes a long way. And then you got to blend it into some edges. Let me know, do you guys do your edges first with makeup? Or do you do them after your makeup's already done? I feel like you would have to go back in with bronzer if you do your edges after. But so yeah, just do a little bit on the forehead and blend that bitty out. The hardest part, y'all, was definitely, or the longest part, was definitely the brows. Look at her. She's so funny. She's just bobbing with the sponge. Yeah, Shorty is just bobbing with the sponge. Look at her. She's looking at the sponge. She's so funny, yo. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna let y'all just watch. No, I'm not. Look how cute she is. She's just always looking at herself while I'm in the middle of her makeup. She stays checking the camera. And there you go. Apply some foundation on the nose. She gets a little doggy nose right there. The foundation definitely matched her skin. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it at all. And y'all, I just always am constantly popping back in to blend over the face, make sure everything looks seamlessly blended. We love it. Then she's talking about her lips is dry and she needed to pop out the Carmex real quick. Here you can see how I apply the concealer. I just do the typical triangle method, okay? From the outer corner of her eye, angle it down to the outermost corner of her nose. That's the shape I do for every single face. And this was, I believe, the Morphe concealer, but I'm gonna link all the products I use below. This was actually hers, so the foundation and the concealer I used were hers. And at first I was like, it looks a little red. I'm not gonna lie, color matching is one of the hardest things, one of the hardest parts about makeup. And even the most experienced makeup artists I've spoke with, it's one of those things you pick up over time. So at first it looked a little red, but it came out beautifully. So yes, with the concealer, I know there's a lot of trending concealer shapes these days, but I absolutely love how that typical triangle shape comes out on every single face, from the outer corner of the nose and connect it right up to the outer corner of the eyes. I'm also just cleaning up the sides of the lip. That gives like a little button lip effect. I feel like I might be using the wrong words, but it gives, I don't know, it just gives. So I just clean up the sides of the lip a little bit. I don't know, it just creates a beautiful lip, like a juicier lip. Like, I don't know, y'all. And so here I'm just blending out what I've done. And also I put a little concealer over the eye. You're going to want to use a mattifying concealer over the eyes. And I think this was more of a hydrating one. Obviously a hydrating one will be more prone to crease. So that's where I may have went wrong. I kind of went wrong. I ain't gonna lie. But we was just playing around with it. And then right here, I went in with a concealer that was 1 or 2 shades lighter just to create that added pop. Only right basically underneath the tear duct, like in the innermost part of the eye, y'all. This is where everything went wrong. This is where I was about to call 911. Just listen to this mess. I was using her loose powder. I told her to buy loose powder, but not this brand. And I was scared. I was petrified. It got dark.
That's what I'm saying.
It got dark on you? For what?
But it's like, the more you use it and pat it, I feel like...
The more it goes away?
Yeah.
Y'all, I don't know. It might have worked when she did it, but it did not work for me. It did not work for me when I did it. I was weak. It was not going away. It was not.
You're the one that said buy a translucent powder.
I did, but I didn't say this brand. I'm so scared. Look at it. It doesn't even look real. What the hell? It's like reflective.
Continue.
Use more?
No, just no. Do what you were doing. Do what you were planning on doing. Just do what you were planning on doing.
I don't like it. I'm scared.
You can't back down.
Oh, fudge. This is gonna get everywhere. I'm scared of this. I'm literally scared of this. I just put more on in hopes that it would resolve the issue, but I don't think it did. I think it made it worse. And I'm hot and I'm sweating. Okay, let me calm down.
We figure it out. Jasmine, figure it out.
Y'all, that was hilarious. So anyways, I obviously ended up going back in with more thinking it would resolve the problem, but this, I believe it was NYX loose powder. So bad, guys. Like, so bad. Maybe on fair skin it works, but in real life you can't tell. I mean, on the camera you can't tell. I was trying everything to like blend it off, but in real life it looks like a film, like a unicorn effect film. It was very rainbowy. I couldn't fix it. I ended up taking a picture with flash so you could see the difference. Oh, Lord have mercy. So that was funny. I was just showing her how bad it looked, and it's not her fault. She just bought a terrible powder. Like, I don't know. Maybe I should have tried to apply it only with a brush instead. I don't know. I ended up giving her my Laura Mercier powder, which is what I used on the other side of her face. Clearly, I was petrified. I was freaking out internally, obviously more than I would if it was a client, but yeah. And I was apprehensive about that powder too, but she insisted that I use it, and then I went in with more even after she told me not to use more. But as I was saying, she's not really attuned to makeup. Like, she's one of those girlies that, like, she's playing around with makeup, she's doing her thing, best believe, but she's figuring it out. And usually those girls that aren't that good, quote unquote, at makeup on themselves, they know all the tips and tricks to make things work out and make things look good. So I just listened to her, and she said it blended out. And then I even ended up handing her the sponge so she could try to blend it out. But it just did not work. It's a no from me, dog. And I gave her the Laura Mercier powder because it looks flawless on camera. So I went in with the Deep Dark Juvia's Place, which is literally sold out. I'm trying to buy another one, but Juvia's Place, girl, the dark and the deep dark is completely sold out. But this is the best bronzer, so I like to have like as much of a heavy hand as possible with that bronzer, because it really defines the face, especially since I didn't and usually don't contour. And then we just pop up to the end. Like, it's like I just finished. So on her eyes, I did not film a lot of her eyes, but basically on her eyes, all I did was use the bronzer on the outer shade. And I think I stopped recording, especially after that episode with the loose powder underneath. So I'm sorry I lost that footage. But yeah, on her eyes, I use the bronzer shade as a transition shade. I tap it on and then blend it out in a windshield wiper motion. Then I go out with a deeper, or go in with a deeper shade on the outer third of her eye, tap it in, and then blend it out just on the outer third in the crease. And I'll show you guys more in depth in another video as I get better at filming these. And then I went ahead with actually like an Anastasia brow Wiz dip brow, but it's a dupe. It's by Morphe, so it's basically like a Morphe dip brow or brow dip. And I have this shade. I don't know, y'all. I don't know the shades. I just know the product. So I have a brown color, and I use that as a liner. I just place it just on the top of her waterline, basically, and keep it real simple. Keep it real cute. I don't do a wing or nothing like that just yet. This is like the basics, basic makeup routine. So then putting on her lashes, I love Kiss Lash Glue. And then the lashes I'm using are from Shein. Shout out to Shein. I just love how she's always looking at herself throughout the process, but I'm loving how it came together. She literally looks like a Barbie doll. I'm obsessed. So I was taking another picture with flash to just see, like, what is the difference? Was I able to blend out that mess of an NYX powder? Also here, I'm going in with a Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder. I use it in the highlighted areas and where you can get smile lines as well. And I'm actually using it in the third shade. It's not the darkest shade. And I don't use that Sasha Buttercup. I was just showing her something. So yeah, and then here, look at her freaking out. I can't with her, bruh. So I'm using a little eyeliner and then blending out the bottom with some eyeshadow. This is actually the bronzer that I'm using as eyeshadow. Real cute, real simple. And there she go, just feeling herself, taking selfies along the way. And then I had a cream sparkly shade that I used to kind of just open her eyes up. Super beautiful, super very much giving that doll-like effect. So that was a fun shade to put in her eye. It's by Jouer. And then I'm going in with a liquid lipstick. Like I said, y'all, I'm going to link the products below. But yeah, it's nice to go a little ham with the liquid lipstick so that they really show up. So, and I also gave her a brown lip liner as well. And I've heard the Morphe lip liners are great, but I usually use just a regular brown lip liner from the beauty supply store. But I do want to try the Morphe ones because I know they're just bomb. Morphe is elite. Yeah, I was just showing her some other loose powders because that one that she bought, it has to go in the dump. It was so bad. It was so bad. You look so cute. Like, after all the trials and tribulations, failures and learning lessons, it looks good. Ooh, all right, y'all. That's basically how I got the makeup look. Of course, I set the face with the one size setting mist, which is literally, you girls are eating it up. It was sold out for the longest. But I love watching her just feel herself at the end. So my next goal is to just cut down the time. And yeah, I filmed over an hour makeup look and cut it into 20 minutes. Be blessed, y'all. Comment down below what your favorite part of the video was, any tips you took away, and I'm just super excited to be on this journey where I am doing makeup again. I took such a long break, but y'all pray for me. I pray to Jesus that it just takes me far and that I grow with it. I'm learning and just, I don't know, doing what I feel like doing. It was very hard to just put work first, put a different career first, and not do makeup for almost a year. So I'm back in my bag and let's get it, y'all. Like, comment, and subscribe. And please let me know how I could be better. And please let me know what you loved. I'm out of here. This is your lady living life, Jasmine Elise. And until next time, my friends. Thank you for watching, and thank you for our 1,000,000 subscribers.